August 18, 1590. Roanoke Island, off the coast of present-day North Carolina. John White returns. 3 years late. His granddaughter's 3rd birthday. The colony is empty. About 115 people, gone. The houses have been taken down. Not burned. Dismantled. On a tree, 3 letters, CRO. On a fortified post, 1 word, CROATOAN. They had agreed on a signal. If forced to flee, they would carve a Maltese cross. There is no cross. No bodies. No graves. No message beyond the word. 436 years later, the word is still the only evidence we have. The Roanoke Colony was England's first attempt to settle the Americas. 1587, led by John White, governor and painter. 117 colonists originally sailed. Roughly 115 remained on Roanoke when White left for England. Among them, his daughter Eleanor Dare. His son-in-law. His granddaughter, Virginia. Virginia Dare was the first English child born in the Americas. She was 9 days old when White left for supplies. He intended to return within months. The Spanish Armada attacked England in 1588. Every available ship was conscripted for war. White tried twice to return. French pirates turned him back. When he finally reached Roanoke again, 3 years had passed. The plan they had agreed on was simple. Carve the destination. Add a cross if the move was forced. He found the destination. He did not find the cross. He also did not find his family. Interpretation Alpha. The CROATOAN assimilation. The carving points south. To an island called CROATOAN, today, Hatteras Island. It was the home of Manteo, a CROATOAN leader who had been to England twice. The CROATOAN were the one tribe consistently friendly to the colonists. In 1709, the English explorer John Lawson visited Hatteras. He recorded what the Hatteras Indians told him directly. Several of their ancestors, they said, had been white people, and could speak from a book, as the English did. Lawson added that gray eyes were found frequently among these Indians, and no others. Modern archaeology supports a partial presence. Since 1998, excavations at Cape Creek on Hatteras have uncovered late 16th century English artifacts. A signet ring engraved with a lion. A snap house gunlock. A Nuremberg token. A writing slate. A rapier fragment. Most were found mixed with mid-17th century layers. Some colonists may have lived among the CROATOAN, assimilated, and passed objects down. This is the strongest single interpretation. It does not account for everyone. Interpretation Beta. The Spanish possibility. Spain had a colony in Florida. St. Augustine. Founded 1565. Spanish intelligence knew about the English venture at Roanoke. Documents in the Simancas archive record search missions along the Atlantic coast. The Spanish governor Menéndez Marquez reported sighting a deserted English fort in 1587. Some accounts say Spanish patrols searched as far north as the Outer Banks. But no Spanish document confirms direct contact with the colonists. No Spanish document describes an attack. The records describe intent, not action. If Spain had eliminated the colony, there would almost certainly be a dispatch. There is no such dispatch. This interpretation lives in the archive as possibility only. It survives because Spain had reason. Spain had capability. It fails because Spain had no need to hide a completed mission. An empty site in 1590 is not a Spanish ending. It is a Spanish absence. Interpretation Gamma. The mainland relocation. The colonists told White before he left. They planned to move 50 miles to the main. In 1608, intelligence reached the Jamestown colony. Local informants described English people living inland. Captain John Smith never confirmed it. In 2012, researchers at the British Museum re-examined John White's own map. The Virginia Pars map. Late 16th century. 2 small paper patches had been placed over corrections. Under one patch, a fort symbol. Under another, a second symbol. Both pointed to the confluence of Salmon Creek and the Chowan River. 50 miles west of Roanoke. Bertie County, North Carolina. Excavations began in 2013. The location was designated Site X. A second site nearby was designated Site Y in 2019. Both produced late 16th century English ceramics. Border ware. A baluster jar. Early gunflint fragments. The artifacts are limited. The pattern is not. Some of the colonists, at minimum, went west. 3 interpretations. None closed the record. The houses were dismantled, deliberate, not panicked. The palisade was new, built after White left. There are no confirmed human remains resolving the colony's fate. No graves. No mass burial. No evidence of a single extermination event. The CROATOAN inscription points south. The Virginia Pars map patches point west. Both trails produce artifacts. Neither produces bodies. A CROATOAN assimilation does not explain Site X. A Site X relocation does not explain Cape Creek. Most scholars now accept, the colonists likely split. Multiple small groups. Multiple destinations. Multiple endings. Which means there is not one mystery. There are many. And they branch. The deeper you read, the less the single question holds. What happened at Roanoke is the wrong question. The better question is, which group, where, and when did each thread finally end? None of those threads has been followed to a body. Roanoke is not the first colony of its kind. It is not the last. Around the year 1000, Norse settlers reached Vinland. The coast of present-day Newfoundland. Leif Erikson's people. A settlement at L'Anse-aux Meadows. They stayed for a generation, maybe 2. Then they stopped. The record stopped with them. Greenland. The eastern settlement. Founded shortly after Vinland. Stable for centuries. The last certain entry is a marriage record. 1408, after that, silence. No battle. No mass grave. No closing page. 1570, Spanish Jesuits founded Ajican in the Chesapeake Bay. 8 men. Within months, all of them were killed. But Spain recorded it. Spain knew who, where, and when. Ajican was lost, but not missing. Roanoke is different. Not because it failed. Because it failed without a witness. 3 of those colonies left someone to write the ending. A body. A date. A name. Roanoke left no one. A colony without a closing document is a specific kind of absence. The North Atlantic left at least 4 of them, 436 years. 3 main interpretations. 2 active archaeological sites. Late 16th century English artifacts on Hatteras Island. Late 16th century English artifacts in Bertie County. Some of the colonists likely survived. Some likely did not. No one interpretation covers all of them. The word CROATOAN remains on no surviving post. The post is gone. The tree is gone. The carving exists only in White's own report. Every trace we have of the colony's final hours comes from one witness. John White never returned to the Americas. He died in Ireland, 3 years after his final failed search. What was left behind is not a story. It is a list of places where part of a story ended. Not only the colonists. The fact that no ending has ever left enough behind to close the record. Cross-reference. North Atlantic colonization left at least 4 vanishings between 1000 and 1590. 3 of them left closing documents. Roanoke left 1 word. End of file.